While eating a spicy corn cob, the janitor suddenly spotted a business opportunity. He saw his son getting stung by the hot sauce, yet still eating happily. That gave him an idea. What if chips could be spicy too? The family bought all kinds of chili peppers and started making their own hot sauce. To mix the flavors evenly, Richard even used a hamster's running wheel. After countless experiments, finally, it turned out spicy and delicious.
Burns good or burns bad?
It burns good.
The recipe was a success, but the higher-ups didn't take a janitor's suggestion seriously, so Richard boldly called the company's president overseas. Naturally, a janitor speaking to the top executive was nervous, and at first, the president wasn't very interested, until Richard said one particular thing. That sentence caught the president's attention.
And you said in the video, think like a CEO. So I did.
He agreed to hear Richard's proposal. Richard and his wife mailed him a big box of samples. The moment the president tasted the first spicy Cheeto, his mouth was on fire, but it was so good he couldn't stop eating. Without even wiping his hands, he immediately called Richard back and said he was coming to the factory himself. This infuriated the factory executives. They wanted to find the person who had gone over their heads. When they learned it was Richard, they scolded him in front of the entire company. They warned that if the president rejected his idea and learned about the factory's losses, the company would pull out its investment, and everyone would lose their jobs. Shaken, Richard went home doubting himself, but his wife kept encouraging him. Together, they studied business terms and practiced his speech. When the president arrived at the factory, have Richard go straight to the meeting room, but the formal script felt awkward, so Richard decided to speak from the heart. When asked about the projected market share, Richard didn't even know what that meant, so he stretched his arms wide, gesturing the length of a supermarket shelf. The executives burst out laughing, but when Richard spoke about the real taste of everyday people, the president stood up and decided to invest in his idea. However, once spicy Cheetos hit the shelves, they didn't sell at all. The manager decided to stop production. Richard was devastated. He suddenly had a new plan. He gathered his old friends. Richard returned to the factory to rally everyone's spirits. They all knew the problem wasn't the flavor, it was visibility. They loaded all the leftover spicy Cheetos onto trucks and began handing them out for free in local neighborhoods. Richard and his family went to a supermarket, bought every bag on the shelves. When other customers are curious, he started passionately promoting the snack. Soon, people were rushing to grab it. When the sales report reached the president's desk, he immediately ordered 5 million boxes. The once-dying factory roared back to life. Production lines restarted, laid-off workers were called back for overtime, and within 6 months, the factory's scale exceeded its peak years. But when Richard learned his co-workers had all been promoted, the supervisor, however, told him to clean up. Feeling disappointed, he went anyway, only to find the president waiting for him there. He slipped Richard's business card into the door number. Richard, the former janitor, was now the company's new marketing director. Downstairs, all the employees applauded him. Sitting in his own office for the first time, Richard took a deep breath and called his wife to share the good news.